Today, we will talk about top 10 places to visit in Madrid. With all the brilliant things you can see and do in Madrid, it can be tough trying to plan your itinerary. So we're here to help you narrow down your quest. Want to ooh and ah over palaces, both grand and humble? Appreciate great art in the city's best museums and galleries? Spend some time strolling around outdoors and relaxing in parks. We've got you covered. So whether you live in the Spanish capital or are visiting for a few days, you simply have to visit these 10 must-see attractions in Madrid. 10. Gran Via. The main tourist and shopping artery in the center of the capital starts at runs 1.3 kilometers to ends at Plaza de España. Throughout over 100 years, Gran Via has had various names depending on the incumbent government. During the Spanish Civil War, it was popularly referred to as the Avenue of Mortars because of the shells that ended up on the pavements and buildings. In 1981, during the Spanish transition, the iconic street was dubbed Gran Via. 9. Museo del Prado. Located in a spacious neoclassical building, the Prado is the most important art museum in Spain. Its construction began with Juan de Villanueva by the commission of King Carlos II in 1785. In recent years, the Prado has undergone a very ambitious expansion program, and there's a controversial new cute-shaped building designed by Rafael Moneo and mainly devoted to temporary exhibitions. Among the most notable works within the Prado are Las Meninas by Diego Velázquez, the 3rd of May 1808 by Francisco de Goya, and The Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch, aka El Bosco. 8. Palacio Real, Royal Palace. The residence of the Spanish monarchy from Carlos II to Alfonso XIE. This building now functions as a museum where you can learn about the glitz and luxury of the Spanish royal elite. The architecture was inspired by sketches made by Bernini to build the Louvre in Paris. And although Filippo Juvara began working on the plans, it would be his protege Juan Bautista Sacchetti who eventually finished the formidable job. The decor inside the 3,000 rooms was changed with each shift in power to suit the specific tastes of each monarch. Our highlights include Sabatini's main staircase, the throne room, the royal chapel, and the royal apothecary. 7. El Retiro Park. This 118-hectare park dates back to the construction of the Monasterio de los Jerónimos by the order of Catholic monarchs. It's one of the green spaces most used by locals in their leisure time. The park doesn't just boast expansive lawns and well-manicured trees. You can check out monuments that remain from previous centuries, including that of Alfonso XII, a colonnade work by José Gracias Riero overlooking the pond, the Casa del Buen Retiro, a once majestic ballroom that's now part of the Prado Museum, and the Palacio de Cristal, built in 1887 for the Philippines Exposition. 6. Plaza Mayor. You'll find this iconic spot in the heart of the city's historic district. Once home to the most popular market of the late 15th century, these days the square is the headquarters of the Madrid Tourism Center. The equestrian statue of Felipe Ayala in the center of the square was designed by Giambologna and completed by Pietro Tacca in 1616. Another important work in the area is the Arco de Cuchilleros, the most famous of the 9 entrances to the square. 5. Museo Nacional, Centro de Arte Reina Sofia. Don't even think of leaving Madrid without a visit to this museum that, along with the Prado and the Thyssen-Bornemisza, forms part of Madrid's Art Triangle. The Reina Sofia's impressive facade features 3 lift towers of glass and steel that give access to the largest contemporary art museum in the city. The extension on the back section was completed in 2005, adding 30,000 square meters, mainly used for temporary exhibition space. The masterpiece of this museum is without question Pablo Picasso's Guernica, a painting commemorating the 1937 destruction of the Basque town of Guernica by German bombers who flew in support of Franco's forces during the Spanish Civil War. 4. Puerta de Alcala. Located on a large roundabout in Plaza de la Independencia, this neoclassical passageway was one of the 5 ancient entrances to the city. In fact, it got its name because it stands in the road that led to Alcalá de Henares. Its appearance is similar to the triumphal arches built by the Romans. and it was designed by the Italian architect Francesco Sabatini, who finished the construction in 1778. Since then, the statues, engravings, and columns that decorate the 5 arches have undergone 5 restorations. It's currently doing splendidly and is one of the biggest tourist attractions in Madrid. Our expert advice: visit at night to admire its impressively illuminated facade. 3. Templo de Debod. This is the Nubian treasure of Madrid and the only Egyptian temple in Spain that is fully preserved. Brought stone by stone from Egypt and carefully reconstructed with regard to its original orientation, this monument was a gift from Egypt and for Spain's part in saving the Abu Simbel temples, which would have otherwise been submerged underwater after the construction of the Aswan Dam. At the time of the dam's construction, the temples comprised one of the most important pilgrimage destinations in Africa, dedicated to the gods Amun and Isis, with reliefs and carvings that decorate the inside of the sanctuary. 2. El Rastro Market. Every Sunday for decades, the most famous flea market in Madrid is held around Plaza Cascoro. More than 1,000 street vendors set up first thing in the morning in corredors and the surrounding streets. A necessary weekend activity for tourists and locals alike. The market stalls offer practically everything you could hope to find, including rare items that can be difficult to find in conventional shops. Set out early, as it can be a battle to get through the midday crowds. 1. Puerta del Sol. The Gate of the Sun, or Puerta del Sol, as it's locally known, is located right in the very center of Madrid. Named, unsurprisingly, for the sunlight that shines down on the area. Puerta del Sol began as a broad crossing where small traders set up to do business with those coming and going in the city center. Now the most important building is the Casa de Correos, the government seat of the community of Madrid. The square is also home to one of the most famous statues in the city, El Oso y el Madrono, the bear and the strawberry tree, which stands 4 meters high, weighs 20 tons, and is understandably always surrounded by tourists. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.